Um, Welcome once again to Hot Asian D&D, everybody. Episode 4, our very special guest episode, as you can see over here, I think, is on the screen, over there, is our lovely guest star, Rat. And we'll get to what's going on there in a second. What you call it? I feel like I had more to say, but okay. Introductions. As of course, I am Hamasamakun, your DM for this evening. You would know me well from TikTok, where I advertise this stream conservatively about 50 times a day. I would like to thank you all for joining us this evening. Moving on, Rad, would you like to introduce yourself and your character and where they can find you, and also some other information you think is pertinent?
That's fair enough. So, hi everybody. Some of you may know who I am, some of you may not. I am the slightly less aggressively Filipino creator of the character Tadanatala, the aggressively Filipino Babayan changeling. More than that, there's eternal rival of Omen Haxelpenny. What else? God of Destruction. A few things. Anyway. Yeah, we'll get there.
A little more to find you online.
Oh, right. So that's fair. Everything is there. I am Rat Punk Decora everywhere. Usually there's an underscore between Punk and Decora, but honestly, just look up Rat Punk. I'm probably the only one.
It's a very strong possibility. Moving on.
That is Rat.
Sam.
Yeah, howdy. If you've been watching the stream for a while, you're probably familiar with me, but I'll go ahead and introduce myself anyways. Howdy. I'm Sam or Wraither_VO in most social media spaces. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm going to be playing Kong, the shifter cowboy. Race shifter, class cowboy.
Amazing.
I think that's all I got, for the most part.
I can only assume so. Rabu!
Yeah, I'm Rabu, also known as Red Rabu on literally every single platform, cough cough wink wink. And I will be playing Shiwa, the dragonborn adjacent sorceress with a telepathic stick bug companion. Oh, and also Chris, you forgot to post on Hot Asian D&D Twitter that we are streaming right now.
God damn it. I had everything settled except for that. All right, here we go. Back to the starting screen. We're gonna... No, I'm kidding. Hold on. Please hold while I do all the shit I should have been doing. Give me a second. Let me just get on the Hot Asian D&D. Please entertain the people while I do this.
Yeah,
Oh, my baby. Hello, my honey.
All right, girl.
Alright, let's do this.
Sam's whipping out his strings.
I gotta mute the music on our own thing. Take it away, Sam!
Sing Wonderwall.
Sing Wonderwall.
Hold on, let me get mine.
Southern music. Wait, what the heck? How does the song even start?
If...
My God, Rat, what are you playing? What is that?
What is that? Is that
That's just a sword.
song, actually. If I gave you my hand, would you take it and make me the happiest man in the world? If I told you my heart couldn't beat one more minute without you, girl, would you accompany me to the edge of the sea? Let me know if you're really a dream. I love you so would you go with me?
I completed my tweet like a third of the way into that, but I just wanted to keep it going.
Alright,
if you want more, you can, I don't know, pay money to our Patreon.
I don't know if that's set up yet.
I'll make a whole country album a whole country album.
Can that be one of the rewards? Is just a country
Yeah,
album?
Kong just makes an album, songs
If
he
you- if
sings
you-
while we're walking from place
should,
to place.
That should be one of the shirts, just like a poster or like a cover for
It's like
the
a CD.
Yeah.
It's like an album cover.
Oh, I love
it's an album cover of it's Kong's album cover.
There's so many aesthetic things about Kong that I love that transfer so well to possible merch ideas. But with all that in mind, a few more announcements outside of lovely guests and our introductions. Did you know we have a Discord server where you can get notifications as to when we go live? Some of you are probably already there, but for those of you who aren't, it's linked down below. YouTube podcast version and our Twitter. Nope, YouTube and our podcast version will be out soon. Our Twitter already exists, as you can see by the fact that I've tweeted about this episode. As well as our merch store. Those could be found down below. And now for a short disclaimer, which I will be doing in the voice of Kata now. This D&D series is, first and foremost, grounded in the representation and embrace of Asian voices in their diverse, multiplicitous, and honest forms. The world, characters, and stories we tell at this table are intended to contribute to that goal, and we hope that by joining us in this storytelling journey, you can grow your own worldview. More than anything else, the stories we tell here are renderings of our own experiences, which cannot be anything but authentic. They may not be wholly representative of any ephemeral concept of a race or culture, but they are ours. We hope that they will be contributions to the growing world of Asian voices in the fantasy genre. If you are interested in contributing to the very same goal, we encourage you not only to listen to our series here, but also listen to other great series that spotlight Asian voices. This week, we recommend Pamana, Ring of Fire, a D&D stream that can be found on the D&D Digest YouTube channel. I took a lot of inspiration from that series just because, aesthetically speaking, it's pretty great. I think you should all check it out. So with all that in mind, let's begin.
Yeehaw. Okay,
Dark Fate,
Zoidberg,
hoo-ha-ha.
relax.
Petals fall upon an empty stage as the players took their marks. Last time on Hot Asian D&D, our party began to gather information on their quest to heist the Lugong Palace complex, and after a brief run-in with Kata, learned that a banquet was being held that very night. Through their deft lies and trickery, they each managed to sneak in with nary an issue. Finally entering the palace proper, they spent far more time admiring the mahogany fixtures than they did concocting a plan. So, with mere moments to spare before the banquet begins, allow us to join the party once more for a game of Hot Asian D&D. The night is still. Sparse patches, broken only by fireworks and lanterns. The roaring sounds drowned by silence. For miles from the various celebrations and districts filled with people is the Lugong Palace complex. A new building built on ancient foundations. Testaments to a kingdom that was and never will be again. Well-dressed dignitaries and their attendants flock towards the palace gardens, mingling and laughing amongst each other. The moon reaches its highest point in the sky, and you are left to your own devices. What do you do?
Stickbug started his show.
Stickbug has kind of like made his way just like amongst the crowd and is just kind of like looking for a signal as to when pretty much.
So we've arrived at this palace, right? And remind me, where are we currently standing?
You are in this sort of like pavilion area. It's sat directly in front of the palace itself. You are flanked by these large buildings for servants' quarters. There are a handful of attendants here and there, just kind of keeping an eye on the crowd, and then sparse patches of people. Most of them are dignitaries and their attendants. Others are escorts that were brought. There's some entertainment, some catering, but for the most part, you're in this just like flat area.
I pluck an order off of one of the catering tables as I kind of lean over to Shiwa. So, sounds like we got a bit of time before things all get started. Should we plan to get things done before things start? The party starts or during?
Definitely during, when everybody's distracted.
Hmm.
She says that she's actually like removing her robe that she normally wears because she figures if she's going to be sneaking around without a proper disguise, she knows her outfit without her robe looks very escort-ish. So she's going to blend in if she's wandering around the halls. She's going to like hang it up on whatever the closest thing to a coat hanger or like...
Just like a loose branch from the tree next to you.
Yep, just...
Yeah, we are outdoors in like this courtyard, right?
Yeah.
Almost.
There's like various topiaries. You just kind of put your coat on one of the branches.
Yep.
Yeah, looking around, can I find any, not maybe alleyways between buildings that don't seem so well patrolled? Kind of like a place where we can just get away from, passively watching eyes.
Yeah. Make me a perception check.
Absolutely.
So much for no rolls for Kong.
Yeah.
This is it, first roll of this episode.
13.
Hey!
Solidly average.
We love a
Luckily-
good average boy.
Listen,
We
if
love a
I could
boy
be
who's able
average
to
for
see.
the rest of this game, I would be so satisfied.
Not so much in terms of like alleyways, but there are sort of these paths that weave in between the larger structures that make up the surrounding complex. You do spot kind of like in one of the less lit corners, and I do mean that like lighting wise as opposed to like party wise, there is this sort of kind of like out of view area if you wanted to kind of sneak away.
Yeah, I'll pull Shiwa aside just to get away from any watching eyes. So, we figure the, I don't know, treasure? Stockpile? I don't know what to call it.
The objective?
Objective? I don't know. Figure it'll be deeper in the palace?
For sure. If it hasn't been fully transported to where it's supposed to be kept safe, then it's probably in transit still on the way, which would be better for us. We have to figure out who would be looking after it.
Right. Or if there's a storage house or something. So we have this courtyard, right?
Yeah.
And then like big palace kind of towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Does the courtyard are there buildings like further back, like behind the palace, or
There seems to be it does sort of like circle the palace, which is this much larger structure, almost kind of like in the shape of like a crown of some kind. And then it's kind of like its own mini city almost.
okay, I see what you mean. Sure.
You do notice as Akemi kind of is enraptured in conversation with the Yujo that she was talking to earlier, has kind of just like left you guys to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Kind of leaves you with I'm going to do my best to gather some information from the Lord. Try not to make a scene, I suppose.
To fall asleep.
And
I make no promises.
don't get caught, please.
I think if anything, I fit in much better than the two of you do.
Yeah, fair enough.
He was like gesturing to her outfit. It's like, I look like one of... Well, saying it like that sounds awful. I look like I blend in now with your, acquaintances.
Wow, what a weird way to say that. All right,
I'm-
I guess.
I'm going to go. It kind of like turns to you, Punk. Please keep an eye on her.
I'll do my best.
And with Akemi written out of the story for this episode, the two of you are left to enact some kind of plan.
Right. Well, I suppose for now we wait.
Well, I think if anyone's going to know where this treasure would be, I feel as though the servants would be the ones that would be, gossiping about it.
Right.
We did pass by their quarters on the way in, so...
Maybe we can can do to blend in?
Well, I'm blended in. I guess you can hang around because you do look like the bodyguard type.
What I mean to say is, if we can fit in with the servant folk, then maybe we can talk to them and get something out of them.
Oh, in that case, I think I should leave it up to you because you. She was going to say look the part, but she stops herself and just like slowly closes her mouth and. You know what I mean?
I look at the camera like I'm on The Office. Jeez. Yeah. Right. Going over to the can we go over to the servants' quarters unimpeded?
Sure. Yeah. Most of the dignitaries and, nobles don't really pay attention to that side of the courtyard, so as you walk, you notice that nobody's looking at you whatsoever. You're practically invisible.
Right. And just for my mind vision, these servants' quarters, are they just like to the side of the courtyard, or are they like a few buildings away?
They're like flanking the courtyard, more or less.
I see.
You can see these sort of like long houses, almost.
Yeah. And are folks kind of walking in and out, or?
You do spot a handful that are, kind of like... I really don't know how to describe it other than just sort of like moving around in the general vicinity of this building, but they don't seem to be entering.
Right. Okay. And are the serving folk wearing a uniform?
Yes.
Awesome.
Dinner.
I'm hypothetically bad at this, but I'm going to try. I'm gonna try and make my way into one of the, servant quarters buildings, and I want to see if I can't find like a spare uniform to steal.
Make an investigation check.
Absolutely.
I'm big boy.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
I love making my boy roll for things. That's gonna be a 12. Yeah.
12?
Sorry, 11.
11. Okay, well that changes things. You do manage to find a uniform.
Awesome.
However, it is sized for a much smaller person than you. Not enough for it to not be able to cover you, but just enough for it to be a little uncomfortable and noticeable.
I look around like the room, make sure no one's around, and then I kind of strip down and put on the uniform. And just kind of, shoot.
So you kind of like adjust. You hear one of the seams like snap. It's not ripped yet, but it is like just barely containing the muscle mass that is Kong.
Damn it. I turn around to Akemi and I'm kind of like, how do I look?
Means asleep.
Akemi's like in
Or
the
not
distance.
Akemi, sorry. I look over to Shiwa. How do I look?
Uncomfortable and like you could use a few less meat buns, but I guess it'll do.
Fair enough. I'm gonna see if I can make my way out, and I'll do my best to blend in until the party starts.
Okay. Please describe for me how you're blending in.
I'm gonna walk in circles around the courtyard, like really confidently, and then like maybe 30 minutes in, I'll pick up a platter if I can find one.
Okay.
To serve to guests as well as I can. It's not the best acting.
I'm
hopefully
living my best life right now. As you walk around the pavilion, this sort of courtyard area, you pick up a tray, you walk over to one of the nobles, and we're gonna see how this goes as this rather finely dressed metal genasi. You can see this polished sort of skin that glows faintly of this like brief silver color. Kind of looks over at you. Oh, I would it kind of like motions you over.
I'll walk over and just oh, hello.
He tried to voice his accent.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Fine.
Kind of like
Just
takes kind of like takes one of the small cakes from the platter. That kind of just like giving you the sort of once over. Do you enjoy working here at the palace?
I work, am I right?
Make a deception
just in the
check
background,
at
like-
disadvantage.
Am I right?
Work, am I right?
You a
God,
rich
please.
person?
Yeah, that's gonna be a 7.
I don't
His camera went out of focus.
it was that bad of a lie. That was me sort of like thinking
Processing the lie.
just processing that. I've often visited this castle. I've never seen you before. Are you new or?
Yeah, I was brought on for the party. Yeah, understaffed for how big this is gonna be. You know how it is. I nervously
takes a
grab
drink
hors
from-
d'oeuvre and eat it.
You grab one from the plate and just eat it?
Like yeah. I nervously just like pop one in my mouth.
He was.
Lovely. I'm going to I'm going to go somewhere else now. Don't go anywhere. As she like walks off, and you can kind of spot this genasi walking over to what you can assume to be one of like the head people.
I see if I can lock eyes with Shiwa and like not gesture, but like gesture with my eyes at the
Gonna
genasi.
forehead slap really hard and kind of like beeline to try and intercept her. Like, hello, ma'am. Excuse me.
Hello. Who are you?
Yes, I'm one of the companions one of the lords brought on. She's kind of like adjusting her bodysuit, which needs no adjusting. She's just trying to emphasize the outfit she's wearing at her.
Okay.
And I noticed that you were, unaccompanied, and wondered if you were in need of companionship.
Make a. This could be persuasion or deception. It toes the line. You can choose which one you'd like to do.
Where's my? Okay, I can do math. 13 plus 5 is
I can do math.
18?
13 plus 5 is 18. Yes.
Yes.
You can see she kind of like blushes at your forwardness, and kind of gets lost in what she was about to do. As she's like, that would be lovely, but I was going to go speak to that person over there. There's some rather suspicious folk around these parts. I
Sure,
believe-
everyone's just nervous about the party about to get started. There's lots of events happening. And she takes her hands and kind of like leads her away, kind of like swinging arms with her, just complimenting her. She's like, so where are you from? I don't think I've ever seen you around these parts before. What brings you to the city and the festival season?
As you sort of bombard her with these questions, she essentially completely forgets the mission she had placed herself on as you two walk off. This sort of continues on for about an hour or so until eventually one of the attendants kind of begins letting people into the palace gardens, which is where the banquet is being held. And the two of you are just sort of left to your own devices amongst this crowd as they're all filtering in.
Yeah, the gardens, are they inside the palace itself?
Yeah.
He was gonna be staring daggers at Kong. What was that?
I've literally never spoken to someone about service work before. Listen.
Eat the food that you were serving!
I was really nervous, and I just get really nervous and I get really hungry. Yeah, it wasn't great.
We
I ain't
know
gonna-
you have your own food on you, first of all.
I left it with my bag, and I point to the bush where I left my armor and bag.
As you point over to the bush, you notice the bag is gone.
The hell?
About... Yeah. You know, they say that the rich love nothing more than free things, so...
Put all my money in there.
Just gonna, like, pat him a little sympathetically.
I look at my service costume, which is also all I currently have left. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure Akemi will give you another coin. If you ask her. Or when she feels like.
Let's go find out where this treasure is.
Just remember, don't eat any more of the things you're serving, Kong.
Yeah, I get it.
Don't want you to get fired.
The two of you make your way into the palace.
To try
Yes,
and
please.
find someone who looks as important as Lord Tadana. No, not Tadana. Takeda. Yeah.
Someone who looks as
That was
important
his
as
name,
Takeda. Okay.
Yes, I'm looking for Tadana because she's a party girl and she's probably here.
Make a perception check.
Oh shit. That is 11. So my eyes are open.
You spot Tadana.
You hear a harmonica.
Harmonica? What?
She would kind of like double takes because she was joking about that, but then it kind of like points over at her. Tadana, I shouldn't be surprised that you're here, but she like walks over to her and like
As you
pushes her cheeks
approach
together.
Tadana, you notice Tadana is speaking to somebody who looks very important. The queen of the island.
Freezes mid-step.
The two seem sort of enraptured in conversation, and as you approach, Tadana, you have been here for roughly few hours. You were invited personally by your dear friend, the sovereign Bayarma, as she
Of course.
continues just having like sort of a real talk. You see as she sort of drops a lot of the royal guise that she puts on for the surrounding dignitaries. Just like, I don't know, it's so boring, politics these days. I want to get out of here, but I have to sit through the whole thing.
I understand, but remember, you're friends with me. Do you remember what we used to do back in Magic College? You know I never registered for the school. I was there anyway, they taught me. Not well, but it's okay, because I had fun.
I still don't know if that's because you're a good liar or because they were too scared to kick you out.
Doesn't matter, either way, I got my way. And just like then, if you want to go somewhere, we can go. Who's going to stop me? Your guards? You're with me. They're not going to stop you. And if they try to stop me, you know what happens.
As you say guards, two of them come up and sort of like look around. It's like, Your Majesty, is this person bothering you? As she's like, why would you even no, get out of here. That's kind of like... By this point, Shiwa, you have approached as the queen kind of like meets your eye.
Shiwa, like, of course, like, looks at the queen and then, like, bows so deeply it just looks like she's trying to touch her toes at that point. Thank you for hosting such an amazing party. I know it's just barely started, but I know it's going to be immaculate and wonderful. And, if you don't mind, I was hoping to speak to my good friend Tadana, who I'm very surprised, but not really, made it here. Tadana, sweetie, long time no see! And she's kind of like smiling, but it's like that forced, nervous smile, like
screaming internally.
You hear Tadana scream, "Oh my god! Shiva, is that you? Oh my god, what are you doing here? How did you get here? Oh my god. Hold on. Is everyone else here? Where's everyone?"
You spot Kong standing awkwardly to the side, dressed in a servant's uniform that's too small.
Holding a platter of food, just like hoping that no one approaches me.
Oi, Kong, come here!
No,
I'm like waving
Kong's
you
working.
over.
Kong's working.
No,
She's trying to stop her, which of course no one can. So.
Kong, come here. Oh my god. Okay, Queenie, so... Queenie, these are my friends. You know, we met some time ago. We had a great adventure. It's wonderful. We fought a god, sort of, not really. But this is Shihua, this is Kong, and clearly they came for the party, but they're not dressed well. Do you think you can get someone to help them?
I don't see why not.
Fantastic.
So you don't need to fret about us. This is your party.
No. You're not dressed well enough for this party, both of you.
Oh my god.
Kind of like motions one of the servants over. If you could find them more, kind of like looks you over, Shiwa.
Appropriate clothing.
Appropriate, traditional clothing for the party. If you could, thank you. As
and I lost my bag. If y'all got like a lost and found or something, like if you could look in there for me, that'd be really great.
Donna puts a hand on Kong's shoulder. Your bag was lost, and it was certainly found, but not ever again by you. I'm sorry.
kind of like looks over to Donna. Did you steal his bag?
I did not know he was here.
Huh. That's odd. Things have been going missing around the palace lately.
Sort of things.
Just trinkets, items. It's stuff you don't really notice is gone until you need it. Like a few of my sandals have gone missing, a hairpin, oddly enough an umbrella.
Why are you only telling me about this now? This seems kind of important.
I've got tons of things. I have more than most people usually should. I don't know. I usually just I dig into like the treasury or like the vault for probably some loose trinkets. People usually drop shit. Sorry, I apologize. My language. They usually bring gifts of that sort anyway, so I really never need to want for anything.
Yes, Majesty, we've overheard that someone gifted something to you recently for the festival season. What? Did you get a chance to see what that was? Because I heard it was something amazing.
Donna looks at them suspiciously, like, what the fuck are you guys saying? Can I roll insight on that to see if they want something?
Absolutely, roll an insight.
that is sus as hell.
In fact, the queen's gonna roll that too. She doesn't know shit.
19.
Yeah, you absolutely get the feeling that they're here for something, but you're not quite sure what it is, but you do know that they're not being completely upfront, as she says. Dignitaries of all sorts bring gifts. It's part of the festival.
Right. Of course.
Are you looking for something specific? Eyes narrow.
Specific. I just love history and learning about trinkets and cultures, and I was hoping that maybe perhaps I would maybe get to see and experience something that most others wouldn't get to.
Oh, there are
Donna smiles.
a handful of very finely made weapons. We got those from the Huangam Dignitary. There's an airship from one of the tech moguls. What else do we have? There are a few like old artifacts here and there. Something about culture. I
Love
wasn't really
old
paying
things.
attention.
Right.
Wait,
Well, Shiwa here is a anthropologist and cultural scholar. I realize that you may not have time, ma'am, to really look into these items, but I'm sure Shiwa would be happy to offer her services. Maybe look into them and tell you a bit more about each.
Make a persuasion check. At disadvantage, because this is sus as hell.
Oh yeah.
y'all are not speaking convincingly.
Let's be clear. I didn't expect to have to speak to the queen about this.
Nobody ever suspects the
okay.
queen.
13?
13?
Yeah.
Horrible. We're rolling very average today, except for
Yeah,
Tadana.
very average. It's because we're missing a Kemi.
She looks over at you, Tadana, with kind of like a, what are these people's deals?
Well, kung pwede lang, if it's okay, Queenie, but can I talk to them separately? I'll come find you again later, okay?
Of course. I look forward to our talks. As
I give the queen a hug, and then I
She-
take the two and I drag them out to a private room.
she reciprocates it. Two of you are dragged out.
So as soon as we step into the room, I close the door behind us. What the fuck are you guys doing?
I suppose we could ask you the same question.
We know the answer, Kong. She's here to party and possibly take some few things.
I'm here because the queen is my friend. We were roommates back in Magic College.
Tadana, is there anyone that you don't know on this island?
I don't know your mother.
Is your mother on this island?
No, but I did walk right into that. Anyway, Tadana,
What are you guys doing here?
You're kind of the perfect person we could have run into. We are trying to recover some artifacts that were stolen from a boy that happen to be in this palace right now. They were gifted to the queen. Problem is, we can't really get into the palace and we don't know where it could be.
Do you know who took the artifacts?
There was a prince who had taken them, right? I don't
It was
exactly
a
remember.
lord. This dignitary named
lord,
Lord Takeda.
Do I
Right.
know do I know how good? Or,
Do I know
sorry,
the
you guys
bro?
go first. No, you guys keep going. You guys keep going first before I ask mine.
Yeah.
I recall it was Lord Takeda, some very high dignitary. He had a lot of guards that were chasing this poor child
Okay,
through the city.
So would I know the queen's relationship, like whether or not it's positive or negative with Takeda? Because we're besties. She brings me the best tea.
Sorry, one more time. What are you trying to gather?
I want to know if Tadana would know the relationship between the queen and Takeda, whether it's a positive or negative one. Whether the queen actually likes the dude or not.
Make a history check.
Let's see. 15.
15?
Oh, confetti dice.
She
I
is
just have a +6.
she is indifferent at the best of times. Vaguely bothered by him at the worst. He has been trying to weasel his way into the palace for quite some time with these sort of extravagant gifts and shows of grandeur, wealth, stuff like that. She hasn't taken to it, and the majority of the gifts he sends are usually dumped in the vault and forgotten about.
Tadana definitely has a few of his things.
Oh, 100%. You stole, like, his wallet
I
once?
didn't steal it. It was given to me by the queen. What do you mean?
You little rascal.
Literally surrounded by the richest people in the motherfucking world.
Anyway. Takeda? Oh my god. Alam mo, that fucking Takeda's such a fucking annoying little shit. Okay, so you're trying to steal something that he's giving the queen, right?
Correct.
That's
Well,
just about
return. It wasn't his to begin with.
You're stealing something from him, doesn't matter. I like it better that way. Anyway. What if I help you, you help me?
Could
What
you
do
possibly
mean?
need?
Well, how do you feel about quite possibly ruining a monarchy?
Yeah.
That was fast.
That sounds about alright.
Go. Like, really?
The nod of Hat's calling shoulder. You're my new favorite.
I mean, we haven't been here for I haven't been here for very long, Shiwa, but as far as I can tell, lords and monarchies, the queen even, ain't exactly the nicest folk. I mean, nice, I guess, in the individual sense, but I don't know. Feels bad that there are people around here who are dredging in riches and our boy out in the streets has to steal from pockets.
Don't worry about the queen. She hates this shit too. That's what I need your help with. I'm going to try and convince the queen to abandon the monarchy and go with me, and we're going to become pirates or some shit. He's bored! What else am I supposed to do?
That's fine, but what exactly is going to happen to the rest of the island then without the queen? You know
It's
someone
not our
is going to
problem
take it in.
anymore. It's not our problem anymore.
But you live here!
No, I don't. I don't live anywhere. You think I have a house in this economy?
Which is exactly why the monarchy needs to fall. This economy. I'm telling you.
But again, that's going to cause something to happen to the economy here after the fall. Someone has to reorganize and set something up for the future. We can't just leave it in disarray.
I mean,
That would just cause more problems. That would cause more terrible people to try and take that position of the queen. And you know that I'm right.
Donna looks Shiwa dead in the eyes as soon as she says, "It'll just cause more problems." What the fuck do you think I do with my life other than cause problems?
Not all of us are you, Tadana.
So I help you,
Clean up
you help
after my
me.
messes, and if we're going to cause that big of a mess, we need a plan. Okay?
So I help you, you help me. We get the queen out, you get your stuff, and maybe extra from the vault.
I mean,
And
if
Tom,
I'm
you
being
can take it.
honest, deposing the queen alone doesn't sound like a real solution to Mana.
We're not deposing the queen. Technically, they will see it as kidnapping, but she's running away.
But it doesn't resolve the issue of monarchy.
Then you can stay behind and fix it. That's what you guys are supposed to be doing, right? You're
Qualified to set up a system of government to you?
Yeah,
She's
you
just
level
gonna
one
in his
people.
too
Hey,
small uniform.
just for the sake of
Yeah.
ease, Tadana, you do know that the queen has 2 biological sons that are in the palace, as well as the fact that the council makes a majority of the decisions, and the queen is just
really
sort of
just a figurehead.
pretty much, yeah.
So I explain these things that I definitely knew.
That you knew from the very beginning.
Wait, so
So
why
it's
doesn't
fine.
she just leave? I mean, herself. She's the queen, right? Who's going to stop her?
Well, the thing is, when you're queen, when you are royalty and important, there is responsibility that you have to. There's a lot of responsibility, and sometimes the responsibility becomes too much, and with everybody watching you, especially because she's the queen, can you really say you can get away from that? She has guards around her 24/7. The only times there's no guards is when I'm here. And that's because the guards are scared of me.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Jail her?
You never know. Someone could be trying to kill the queen. It's a monarchy that those kinds of things happen.
Suppose that's fair enough.
My understanding that she could possibly be exiled, in an extreme case executed, but her entire family lineage could be dethroned and they could not be allowed to any of the lifestyle that they've been used to up to this point.
Yeah. If she runs away, though, doesn't she end up kind of in the same position? With the exile, at least.
Yes, but then that also affects her family, since she has two
Yeah.
sons that we've now just learned about. I don't think
Right.
they deserve to be thrown into this.
Right.
Which is why technically it's a kidnapping. Because that's what everyone else will call it.
Sure.
Oh,
Sweet.
So,
all right. All right. I suppose
Exactly.
we can help you
we'll
kidnap the
worry
queen
about-
after this.
Okay.
Are we getting in over our heads?
It's okay. I'll tell the queen that you guys just need something from the vault. That Takeda sent it, and that I said that it's probably something poisonous because he's a little piece of shit. And then we'll get your stuff, whatever you need, and we'll go. I'll take the queen with me after I convince her, and that's that.
Just gonna look up at Kong with like a tired expression. You know, we fought lower gods together. I think dismantling a monarchy is the lesser of complicated things we've gotten into. At least no one's a piece of living jerky anymore.
I look over at the rest of the party, and I kind of like start counting the number of guards. And then I look at Shiwa. And I look back at the guards and start counting them again. And I look back at Shiwa. Shiwa, I don't think I can take on all these guards.
Maybe we won't have to. I'm sure Tadana knows the palace inside and out. She must know a secret way that there's less security. Or if
There's no
anything, she gestures to Stickbug, who's still just kind of like doing his Stickbug thing. Just
Bold of you to assume we need a secret passage. I'll just go talk to the queen.
But we have to...
It's not
Kidnap.
stealing if she's giving it to us.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh.
I meant getting the queen out.
Oh, we just walk out. No, if they try to stop her, we stop anyone who tries, and then we just walk out.
And then I look back at the party and I start counting the number of guards again.
Don't worry, I have something just for this. I've been working on it.
oh no.
If you get me killed, please don't.
Don't worry, Kang. If anyone dies, it's probably going to be Shiwa.
Thanks.
I look over to Shiwa.
She's just gonna like exhale, really annoyed, and like with her exhale, there's just like a little plume of like fire that comes out. Like, I see how it is.
I'd like to remind everyone, Tadana has no idea Akemi is anywhere in this party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
we're
a
not gonna
clue.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. Akemi is safer
Yes.
not being part of this plot.
This is true. No, that's fair. That's incredibly fair.
So, what are you doing?
I'm going to go talk to the queen.
Okay. You approach her. She seems to be discussing a few things with the council members. You understand them to be the representatives of the Blossom District and the Zephyr House District. Sort of like, they almost seem to be chastising her in a way, as she just sort of recedes into herself and has disassociated from this conversation, and then kind of meets your eyes and, kind of like motions them to get the hell out of here. And
Yeah, I was,
sort of
I
relent.
was gonna. All right. Hey, Queenie, what's up? Are you doing okay? They didn't look very happy.
It's complicated. You can see she's. I made a few suggestions to who should be chosen as champions this year, but they didn't seem to like the idea.
I see. I see. Let me see here.
What did you find out what your friends wanted?
Yes. Didana like looks around. Can we talk in private really quickly? I just want to talk to you really for a second.
I don't see why not. She kind of gets up. You sort of notice that rather than her more queenly getup that you're used to seeing her in like these flashy parties, she's sort of wearing this like very simple robe. Her hair is like down in this long braid. She's sort of barely made up as she just like follows after you. She looks so tired.
Okay, so we go to the room next door to where I left Kung and Shihua. Right.
Okay.
And I sit down on what I'm assuming there is a chair in there. Right. And I gesture for the queen to sit next to me. Like I'm assuming it's like a couch.
Kinda. It's like this sort of futon as she just
Yeah.
sits down and... What did you want to discuss?
Donna sighs and just kind of like fiddles with her hands because she doesn't quite know how to broach the subject, right? What if let me start with the question. Do you like being queen? You know? Do you like what you're doing right now? Being in charge of everything and all of that.
It's not all bad. Certainly has its perks. Though it's not exactly a job for those with souls. Best I can do is what I can. Want to know a secret?
Yeah, always.
I'm not even the one who gets to pick the champions. That's a lie peddled to the people. Whether they are or are not the heroes reincarnated is no longer my concern. I listen to them prattle on about strategic alliances and trade routes, but I know it's all a game to them. Pieces to be moved and cast away. Majority of these are made to secure strategic alliances. Kind of like opens the door just a tad so you can see out into the crowd. Come here, I want to show you something.
Didana walks up next to the queen.
Kind of like points over at the dignitary from Komori. That one submitted his son as champion because he's in the running to become a royal advisor to the emperor. I don't think he's fought nor protected a single person. But he's one of the front runners. Over there...
Willing to die.
Exactly. Over there we have a Huangum tech mogul. Their daughter is here to do promotion for their new line of airships.
Influencer.
Did you hear that from a distance?
Next door, the door also slightly cracked open.
A lot of what we do here is superficial, and I remember as a kid hearing about the stories of the four heroes. How they were meant to fix the world's problems, bring balance, but seems the longer we go on, the more problems there are. Do you ever feel like you're just going through the motions, telling people what they want to hear?
Donna pulls the queen back into the room and just gives her a hug. Just a big, warm, long hug. I kind of get what you mean. I've been around. You've known each other for a long time now, and I know it might not seem like I've ever been stuck spinning my wheels, but it happened a lot, you know? Honestly, back when we were roommates, the only reason I even stuck around was because, I really liked hanging out with you. And if I stopped, if I quit, I would not be able to do that. And I'd be without one of my closest friends today. And it's because you got me through what was honestly some of the most horrid years of my fucking life that I want to offer you a chance.
Chance at what?
Of getting out of here. We can. You say they treat this place like a game, like you're just a piece to their game, but what if you don't have to be that anymore?
Kind of like, it's like that tiny bit of hope that's snuffed out by the overwhelming pressure of the circumstance. As she says, you know, I can't just leave. What of my sons? It would be a scandal if I, as queen of this nation, just left. My entire family line, my lineage, would be deposed, dishonored, and cast aside, and I can't do that to my sons.
I know your sons. I've been there since they were born. They'll be fine. They'll be okay. They'll understand. And if you're worried about being deposed, about shame on your line, you don't have to run away.
What do you
And
mean?
Tadana gets this, incredibly feral looking smile. And it's the same smile that the queen is incredibly familiar with, especially from Magic College. The same smile that signifies what is either absolute genius or absolute insanity. You don't have to walk away. We can carry you out. After all, I am, and Tadana just very quickly changes form, a changeling. They don't have to know it was me at all. They can't, eyewitnesses don't mean a thing when I am quite literally anyone and everyone.
Is your plan to kidnap me?
Absolutely. Yep, that's it.
And
They can't fault you for getting kidnapped, can they?
I suppose if I'm not present, my eldest would take the throne with the assistance of the council. Make a persuasion.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I can do this. 17 plus 6, that's a 23!
Jesus Christ.
Confetti dice for the win.
Truly.
What's the plan then?
Okay, so my friends have offered to help me But first, we also have to help them. Do you remember what's his face? Lord Fakeda, I mean Takeda?
Oh, God. Is he is here. I forgot.
Yes, apparently. He has some stolen artifacts that he wants to give to you. And my friends are here to take them back.
Stolen? Fucking course it's stolen. If it's the thing that was, if it was the box or whatever he handed me earlier on in the day, it's probably already in the vault.
Anyway, you can just walk us in and get it.
I'm not really responsible for that. I have, as she kind of like presents this sort of like mix of like a locket and a key. It's sort of like the central gear to an entire mechanism. As she like, I have the key, but I don't go down there. That shit's guarded by traps.
Of course it is.
Do you know who does go down there? Who delivers the stuff to the vaults?
Usually we have one of the guards do it.
Do you have a favorite guard to do it, or a least favorite?
At least favorite. I can't. If you're implying that we should sacrifice them,
No. I have to, in case I need to threaten them, of course. I'm not going to kill them, but in case I need to threaten them. Probably.
no one comes to mind. A lot of them they're good people just trying to feed their families. I would really prefer if we don't rope them into this.
Okay. So I guess we'll just have to sneak in there and actually give me 1 second. I walk out of the room and I go back to the room next door and I grab Kong by the hand like, "Kong, come with me."
Yeah, okay.
And we go back, and with Kong, I go back to the room of the queen.
She was just left in this
Howdy.
room alone with Stickbug.
My big
Wait,
bro.
Okay.
should we get Chihuahua to... I don't want to leave her alone.
It'll only take a second. Queenie, can we get him a guard uniform?
Kind of like looks at this. Oh my god.
I'm still wearing the crappy service
It's like,
uniform.
by this point, you've been sort of, you do your stretches, kind of keep limber in case something happens. One of the sleeves is just like torn. You can see like 3 of the buttons have popped off, and she's just like,
You can see Kong's abs.
yeah, it's just washboard abs. I kind of looks over at well, nobody, because the room is empty, and she's like, I can figure something out.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Could someone tune me in? What exactly are y'all planning?
So everything's going to work out just fine. Queen's going to help us get through the vault, but it's going to be our job to open it and get through there. Right? And then we're going to take Queen and we're going to just leave.
And, ma'am, I apologize if it sounds a little impudent, but why can't you just take it yourself? You are the queen, ain't you?
I can, but the place is guarded, and whatever secrets are hidden behind those traps are foreign to me. A majority of the wealth for this castle, this kingdom, is under the control of the council. If I
Right.
wanted to take something from myself, I would have to get their approval, and that would take months on end. I tried to replace these. She takes off one of her like wooden shoes, and I tried to replace one of these like 3 months ago. Still haven't. I had to
is that-
nail this myself.
I walk over. Oh shit, is that made of wood?
Yeah,
I can make you one of those.
could you? That would be so nice.
Now, I lost my bag, but it has my wood carver's tools in there.
The Donna
You know, maybe
sighs.
maybe we can talk about something afterwards.
Hold on. Hold on. 1 second here.
In the
Say
meantime,
you're a dude traveling around, and you're an adventurer, so you keep everything you own in your bag.
she's
And then you
gone.
set your bag down because you have to change, and you're like, I should hide it somewhere where people won't find it. And then you lose it. That's everything, man. That's everything. That's all I got.
In the meanwhile, Shiwa, you and Stickbug are left in this fairly nice, kind of sparsely decorated room.
She's just
Stickbug
laying
is
on
sort
the
of.
floor, Stickbug on her chest, just doing his little dance. She's waiting. Ah.
What do you think they're talking about in there?
Hopefully the correct course of action as we do two plans that just seem like absolutely awful ideas, but you know,
I
who else can
mean,
be up to the task?
there was that group of 4 from earlier, the ones at the restaurant. Maybe, right? We pin it on them. They go to prison, and we don't.
I like that
But
idea.
they made you so much money. They gave us so much coin for your dances. Do you feel right setting them up, framing them, really?
Gotta look out for number 1. You notice how my body is shaped like the number 1? That's me.
Want you to be like this. It certainly wasn't me.
You're the only person I talk to, other than. No, you're the
Everybody
only
knows
person
that-
I talk to.
Stickbug, you're in everyone's minds.
Speaking of, you two in the opposite room, you do hear that half of the conversation as the queen is like, "What is that?"
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. If you want, we can introduce you now, properly.
Sure.
We all head back towards the room when she wants.
Just mixing matching.
She
rooms.
scrambles back up to her feet to look proper in front of Her Majesty. Oh, so do we have a plan? Or do we know what we're doing? What's happening?
I think we're breaking into the vault.
Breaking in?
Yeah.
But why? She's looking at the queen like, why are we breaking into something you are giving us permission to go to?
Because the council is the real power around here, and apparently the queen can't even get new slippers without waiting 3 months.
She doesn't have access to the vault, is what Tadam is trying to say.
I don't have
vaults-
access
many-
to it safely. Is more like it.
Safely? What? Is it booby trapped?
Yeah.
Trap.
And is there no way to disarm those booby traps?
If there is one, I don't know it.
Gonna look at Stickbug. I think you're gonna have to do some sneaking around, some jiggling into some holes to disarm some things, bud.
I don't want to die.
Neither do I.
Is this like a you or me kind of thing? Because I will throw you under the bus.
We're
Whatever
in
a
this
bus
together,
is.
and you know this.
Shiwa, if I'm
Throw you
not
under an
friend,
airship.
If we're trying to break through some traps, I don't know what the little fella can really do much for us. He is
Well,
a pretty little
most-
fella.
most booby traps are usually weight sensors, aren't they? Unless they're magical sensing around here. So Stickbug weighs the least of us, so he can safely get through across, I would assume. Or at least find the mechanisms that trigger said traps.
I suppose you're right.
Raises my hand. I can
Sonata.
also help. I have a bat.
Ah yes, Star Fox.
Yes.
We love Star Fox.
We love
I
Star
love that
Fox.
Star Fox is immune to all damage.
Immune to all damage?
Yes, immune to all damage and cannot be dismissed or dispelled by magical means.
Oh my god.
Gosh, that's incredible.
Great companions, alright.
It's a 5 foot tall bat.
All right, we need to get Kong a animal companion since everybody else seems to have one, even the guest character.
Kong is his own animal companion. What do you mean?
I have no choice. If we're doing something, I die. There's no me or companion. It's just me.
Right, that's why you're the tank of the group, so you can take those hits.
We love it. So, all
Right, to the vault.
right, you're just heading straight to the vault.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're with the queen. They're not going
key,
to stop
though.
us.
She does have the key around her neck as she just. Best I can really do for you is dispel the guards and open the door. Everything after that is going to be on you.
Says, thank you, Your Majesty. We will do our best not to disrupt the rest of the festivities. And then we will be back for you. Somehow.
Your kindness is well appreciated, ma'am.
She kind of just.
Tadana hugs the queen and slips the necklace key off her neck and then holds it up to her. We'll be back soon.
Will we?
Well, I suppose we go in.
Alrighty.
Cue Mission Impossible soundtrack.
Donna pulls out the two parts of her spear from under her dress.
Anna, what do you think these booby traps are gonna be?
What, you don't want to poke ahead first in case there's something on the floor?
Thanks for.
You know, there are booby traps on the floor, you know? Pressure
You can
plates.
Get in between the tracks.
Fine. Tadana puts her spear away, back into her dress.
Alrighty.
Always chaos. She always chooses chaos.
You get to the vault. It's this large double door with this sort of like central metallic dais, I suppose is the best term for it. That's just plastered on the front. You can see two guards standing in tow as you approach.
Since Lily's not here, are they hot?
God damn it. I rolled a 19. Yes, they are very hot.
Do I know them? As a
Roll
frequenter of
roll me a
Alice.
d20.
Do you want to know?
Or
4? One of them is your ex.
I can work with this.
Say, the two of them just sort of... are you lost?
What's my ex's name?
God damn it.
A name?
Kita.
No, I'm not lost. I'm here for Yukita.
Oh, God, Tadana. What? Kind of like looks over.
What? What are you looking at me like that for? I just wanted to talk.
What could you possibly want to talk about the way things ended between us?
Yeah, so this entire time, Tadana's just continuously walking closer while talking.
Wait, isn't
I
this
mean-
kind of isn't this a weird conversation to have while the guy's working? It's weird to meet someone.
It's private. It's private. It's okay.
The
Con.
other guard
But-
kind of like, I agree with kind of looks over at your clothes that you have still yet to change. And just, I agree with this muscular servant.
It's listen. It's very hard to find time to find Kita. Okay, just let me have this. All right, and
You
like
have we're working right now.
you're working and there's nothing happening. You're standing there. You're guards. You're guarding. You can talk. It's okay.
Kind of just like guarding. This Kita's
Wonder
like
if this is why they broke up.
Kita like approaches like, do you what do you want to talk about?
How far is Kita? Like right in front of me now.
Yeah,
Okay.
just snap their neck.
She's about
Kind
to
of what I was
bonk.
gonna do. Not snap his neck, but I was gonna like bonk him with like the staff part of my spear. Just like immediately bonk.
Okay. Roll an attack at advantage if you're gonna just straight up knock him out. You do know there's another one, right?
I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
All right.
I'm counting on the fact that this is a surprise attack. So it's 16 plus 2, that's an 18 to hit.
Big surprise. Yeah. Yeah, that hits.
Alright.
We have permission to be here.
No, we're not. We don't have permission to go in the vault, which is what we're going to be doing. Let me see here. Let me make sure.
It harkens back to the conversation that happened a minute ago where the queen said she would clear the guards out. But you just left without her, without saying anything.
I completely forgot about that, if I am entirely honest. Alright.
Is she going for the other guard too?
Okay, so...
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action to summon my Abayan.
Mm-hmm.
So the bat, like, at the same time I whack this guy, the bat just flies out of my chest. And, you know. Damage. So it's a fucking 7 plus... What's a quarterstaff use? Dexterity?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's a 10.
Yeah, you knocked this man out cold.
Alright, cool. Now do we roll initiative?
As you move to attack with the bat, he starts screaming. What do you
How
guys
does
do?
he have a chance?
You hit... Okay, so you knocked out Kita. There's the second guard that you threw your bat at or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's screaming.
Oh, it's okay. I know how to explain this.
It's just like, oh my god! As he just like falls to the ground, as like a hand, you hear like the music from the party stop, and there's just this brief moment as you hear a handful of people coming down the hallway.
All right, don't worry. Donna reaches in her bag and takes out the 4 magic stones from the last from session 0.
Oh my god.
The noisemakers and the prestidigitation rocks.
Okay.
Taking the noisemaker. Donna just yeets it right back at the party. Like, back in the direction of where the party is. And it makes the as well as 1 prestidigitation rock that goes with it, and it just makes the screaming noise right in them.
Make a deception check.
Please tell me I actually used this. I did it. I did. Okay. Does just a dirty 20 make it?
Anyway, yes, you managed to distract a majority of the guards as the footsteps are sort of rerouted towards the courtyard, and people are trying to look for where this scream is coming from. He's still screaming on the ground as...
It's fine. It's fine.
As one guard seems to have figured out the true source of this, and just, what happened here? What are you guys doing?
Roll to it. You see nothing.
Kong, Shiwa, what are you guys up to? As Tadana throws
punch the guard.
What?
Which one?
We have 2 guards. One is on the ground screaming.
The other one's unconscious, and another
Yeah.
one.
There's another one that just came in. We're indoors, right?
Yes, you're in like a hallway.
Yeah. I'm like indoors, literally. Like,
Yes.
Is there a door that we could close?
You're sort of like in this intersection in the hallway. The only door is in front of you in the vault.
Right. Well, I was stepping a little. I was a little further back, so I'm going to assume that I'm closer to the other guard, and I'm just gonna swing at him.
All right, roll an attack at advantage.
With my hands.
With your smack him.
You said advantage?
Yeah, advantage.
That is going to be a. I'm not proficient in this, so that is going to be a 21.
Yeah, you
damage.
hit.
Well, I'm not
4
proficient.
damage.
21.
How do you attack him? Just smack him or like?
As the person shows up, I just turn around and deck him in the jaw.
You hear something crack as he's not unconscious, but is now on the ground, just sort of like feel like, oh God.
And I, with a bonus action, I'll take a offhand attack.
All right, he's on the ground, so this
hand.
would be just I think just a straight roll, or would this be an advantage? I think this
With
is an
advantage. Melee range attacks are with advantage against prone targets.
Then
range
yes.
attacks have disadvantage.
Advantage.
So I'll just kneel down and just deck the. I'll just.
Poor
knock him.
guy.
Again.
That's not gonna hit with under 10.
Under 10? Yeah, he does manage to just barely dodge out of the way as your fist collides with the floor and snaps one of the floorboards.
Shiwa, are you doing anything? Helping
Shiwa,
out?
you get an action. What are you doing?
Can I grab the key from Tadana to try to open the frickin' vault doors?
Sure.
Before more people come?
Absolutely.
Tadana, give me that!
You grab the key, no problem. Then you just open the door.
Yep.
The doors swing open, and you are met with a hallway of this sort of unnatural darkness
Oh, lovely.
as the
Quick, track the
guards
guards
are on
in.
the ground, and the queen starts walking down the hallway, and just, what the fuck? What are you doing?
She's gonna point at Tadana. It's her fault. She's gonna run into the darkness while summoning her dancing lights around her.
All right, you run in, and the door slams behind you.
Fuck!
And that is where we're going to end this episode. Thank you guys for watching Hot Asian D&D episode 4. We're going to take a brief break and have hot talk afterwards where we can answer questions and discuss the events
dear.
of this section of the camp. Jesus Christ.
So yeah.
Okay, Robbie.
See you all in a bit.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. Let's go, gamers.
Alrighty.
Are we back?
We are now. Welcome to Hot
Awesome.
Talk, ladies and gentlemen. So, we'll start with some sort of preliminary thoughts. You know, having just played through that session, episode 4. What do you guys think? We'll start with Sam.
Besties, I'm going to die. I love playing dumb characters. I hate playing dumb characters. And I'm going to die for it. I was just telling Chris, one thing I love about playing level 1 characters is like the stakes are usually pretty low, right? Like a lot of level 1 quest lines is go kill a goblin, go defend a town from like a raging bull or something. It's pretty like mundane, because I like mundane stories. Kong is a mundane dude. Man, I'd love to go. Me, Kong, shaking hands. Man, I'd love to go demon hunting in the woods or something. That was simpler. Queen, politic.
Politic.
Why?
Am I just work here?
Politic. Ma'am, I just work here. I was told that a thing was stolen. I'm trying to do right by some young lad out in the city. Ain't nothing
As
more
Kong
than
said
that.
earlier, work, am I right?
Work, am I right?
I need that on a shirt immediately, or just like a big poster I can plaster on my wall. Just work.
We need like
am
a
I
low,
right?
we need like a Maybe like an 8 low poly version of Kong saying that.
Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah.
say like Kong is Rosie the Riveter or something. We're just like, work, am I right?
I think that'd be really funny. I think
That'd
make
be
Gotta
good.
be in the
That'd
too
be good.
small uniform also.
Yeah, it's just like bursting at the seams, like, work.
work. Am I right? Yeah, I think. Oh man, Kong definitely feels like he's in over his head. I feel a little like I'm in over my head. Queen. Queen.
Man, I just see.
This entire game is just like a food tour that snowballed into a political intrigue quest, and
The food tour that snowballed into dealing with politic.
Politic.
Ma'am, I don't know what I'm doing here. If I'm being fully honest with you.
with that, we'll move to you, Rob. What do you think after having played through this session? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are nothing short of stress. I've never felt more like my actual character up until this point, and just I knew this would happen when Tadana came in, but at the same time, I'm like, I always underestimate the amount of chaos that she brings.
Here for
What?
one purpose, but nobody can tell what that purpose is.
We know the purpose. It's to run amok. It's to cause problems.
I'm glad I
boy,
can bring
has
you this
she-
information.
Like
Donna's
literally,
gonna get out of
we
this
could have just said,
alive.
"Hey, the queen said you guys can skedaddle or like take a break." Instead of waiting for the queen to come and do that, she says, "Hey, that's my ex-boyfriend. Let me go bonk him."
Tadana's gonna get out of this alive. And
We're
me
not.
And Siwa are going to end up on a guillotine.
I'm about to walk into one. I'm pretty sure. I'm in a dark hallway.
You walk in,
Full
there's
of
just like a
booby traps.
fully loaded cannon.
I walked into a canyon. I'm just gonna get launched through the palace wall like Team Rocket. I'm blasting off again.
We're going to be arrested for stealing from the treasury, the national treasury.
You're not even gonna get there.
And we still have to.
Oh my god, I cannot wait until.
The key is still in the keyhole, so can somebody please come in after me so I'm not in there by myself?
Genuinely,
Kong goes home, just done, just leaving. Like, you have fun.
Tadana.
What about you, Rat? What are your thoughts?
I've accomplished my goal today.
This is true. We were discussing during the break that Rat came to visit pretty recently, and we were discussing like, oh, this next episode, because Lily's gonna have a baby, Paul might not be there, so we're gonna need a guest to kind of fill that space. It's like, what do you think is gonna happen? And it was just like, it's either gonna be a help or just the worst hindrance, and we're somewhere in between that.
I've managed to do both.
Yeah, you've walked that
Don't
middle
know if
line
we're
like
closer
very.
to our goal.
You
kinda are. We
physically
got it.
closer to your goal.
We are You know what? So true. We are physically closer to our goal.
You have
Permission
we
to
have
steal.
the key.
We got entrance. We found the vault, and those are two
didn't-
important things.
We didn't even get permission to steal from the person we need permission from. The queen's a figurehead. She has no control over the matter. We're going to get guillotined.
That's only if you get caught, and no one can catch you if everyone else is dead.
Going to kill everyone
I'm
in
a
the palace.
level 1!
We're all
Dude,
8 HP.
my superpower is having hands. I lost my bag with all my armor and my weapons in it. I can
God.
punch people.
Oh, right. Alright, Chris.
Oh fuck, we're so screwed.
Oh my god.
You have
did you
to
ever-
understand that I'm walking around in a crappy butler outfit. I have a cheese knife at best.
I'll give you
You have
that.
a
You have a
serving
cheese.
tray,
You have a
maybe.
You have a cheese knife and a serving tray.
I can give you the
Your
pointy
sword
end of my
shield.
spear. I can give you the pointy end of my spear. You can hide a lot under a dress.
I want to imagine Kong is wearing like a Wish.com Sebastian cosplay, just walking around the palace dressed like that.
Slightly too small.
Yeah, incredibly too small. What are you talking about?
It's so
Incredibly
his own snack.
uncomfortable.
Admiring mahogany.
It's a
Good
simple
one
life.
work.
Next episode's gonna start with guards coming up, and Kong is just gonna roll to intimidate, and his intimidation's just flexing out of the uniform.
Whether or not Lily is here for this next episode, will dictate what Tadana is doing. 'Cause I'm
He
genuinely
leaves us
so
high and
curious.
dry.
Yeah, just leaves. I was gonna say,
Oh.
like, Tadana just disappears.
Donna takes the queen and runs, leaves you
Yeah,
all to die.
probably. Thanks to Donna, I guess.
Yeah, that does seem like a thing to happen.
Donna would never, on purpose, probably.
In any
Press
case, though, in terms of like, this is definitely a lot more lively than the last episode, which was sort of like more getting into the castle and, you know, kind of parsing out each other's personalities a bit more with regards to roleplay. I think this one was also pretty good for that, just seeing how people handle themselves under a stressful situation.
Donna's in her element.
I feel like
You
we
made
went
the
from
situation. Of course you are.
we went from Ocean's 11 to like Despicable Me
Oh,
in
absolutely.
terms of how this heist is going.
Despicable Me, but everyone is a minion.
I was gonna say Donna's like what's it? Fucking Bob the minion.
I love Smiley's comment. Listen, I got you where you needed to go. Now I'm gone.
Pretty much.
You can take it from
Said-
here. I've done with that. I've
It's
done
true.
my part.
Technically,
Smiley-
we're at the
Smiley-
vault and she can grab the queen and go. So, in her mind,
Like,
I would
Smiley's
fault her.
comments so far have just been, Rat, this is just literally everything you ever do. Shut the fuck up.
Smiley understands.
Do you have any non-chaotic characters? Like, do you have any like rigid rule-following characters at all?
The closest I have is a 7-year-old half-orc, half-goblin bardling. And, like, this is a child that intimidated someone because they were a Kenku and threatened that their dragonborn aunt would eat them if they didn't become his friend.
So the
He
answer
also has
is
a
no.
manticore for a pet.
Yeah, the answer is no. You could have just.
We are here to do just
I
to
was like, no.
slow our lives.
No. Smiles in chat, like, no, absolutely not. Not a single one. Yeah. I've tried playing rigid characters, and it just doesn't work out. It just, I just can't. I am literally incapable.
Always choosing violence.
I think that's really the only choice to make, personally.
We need to get you a
find that,
shirt,
like-
Rat, that just says "I am the problem."
Do you ever find that it swings back to you?
What?
Like I've definitely played chaotic characters before, and out of the 5, oftentimes for one shots, and 4 out of 5 times, I think, like chaotic, chaotic proper, right? Very narratively chaotic, we'll say. 4 out of 5 times, they die in the first session, and I crit fail death checks.
I have never.
See, my
got them
theory
confetti
is that
nights.
it's
Not
just.
once.
I think Tadana is just too powerful to die. Is my theory. Violence is not a choice; it is a
God
question, and the
favors some
answer
of
is
us,
yes.
no.
Thank you for the first time chat, Charlotte Brown Books.
Welcome.
I agree with you entirely.
You
This
know,
is why we can't
I-
have nice things.
I think that I think the gods just favor some of us. The rest have to live with that fact, right? I mean,
Didn't I tell you the gods are no good? Useless.
Tadana's
Useless!
favorite. Tadana's favored by no gods other than Tadana.
I think the gods favor Tadana, and the rest of us have to deal with that.
Tadana's their favorite like TV show.
Literally. Tadana, what's it like being God's favorite? Literally every God's favorite.
Tadana's out here in the middle of like a volcanic eruption. All the lava just parts around her. You know,
I wouldn't put it
sometimes
past Tadana to have connections in like the gods.
Tadana, Kong's dying. This isn't about him.
It's about me. It's the Tadana show. I really do not know how it got to this point, though I can very strongly say that it was definitely not the regular cast that got us here.
do listen.
Hope Akemi's having a great nap.
I think Akemi is getting information, and Akemi's gonna arrive here after being guided here, after like schmoozing up some noble, and the noble will be like, "And this is where we keep the vault." And Akemi will show up and then look at the mess before her and be like,
Gonna be like that gift from Community.
Yeah.
Troy walks in and everything's on fire.
Everything's
"There's
on fire. We need that. I need that personally. I think that'll be amazing.
Smiley says,
Akemi shows up, and the queen's there, and there's a dude screaming on the ground, and another dude who's like dead,
knocked out.
and Kong is kneeling over a guy, like knocking him out. And he stands up and looks at Akemi. He's like,
She was missing because she's in the vault.
"Ma'am, I don't know what happened."
You're like wearing the crappy butler uniform. He just walks in arm in arm with like, watch it be one of the fucking council members who could absolutely have disarmed everything, and it's just like, what is happening here?
I stand up and I'm like, "Can I offer you an hors d'oeuvre?"
Still has the tray of hors d'oeuvres.
Using it to beat this man's skull in, just like, just go to sleep, just go to sleep. We here at Hot Asian D&D
Certainly experience things.
we
That's all
certainly
I
do.
That's all I ever do. Experience things.
This game
Whether
is
I
an
like it or
experience
not.
that we share with all of you, and I'm so happy you could join us for this brief foray into whatever the fuck is going on.
I said it a lot leading up to this, that so far the campaign's been, relatively calm, relatively, peaceful-ish, as much as it can be in D&D. And I was very excited to come on to guest because I knew exactly what was going to happen. Not literally, but it was this. As soon as it was decided that I was going to guest star, this was inevitable.
This was. I didn't think we'd have to do a prison break subplot, but, that does seem to be where
we just
the
might.
just everyone is arrested, sent to prison. They confiscate what little Kong has after he gets it back.
The gang
I have
goes to the dungeons.
It's not Dungeons and Dragons without a dungeon. I just thought it would be a different kind of dungeon. Based off of Akemi.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun one, guys. Next episode's gonna be fun.
I think so. We're still sort of in that sort of setup stage where we kind of set the stage for really what's going to happen. I'm very excited for the vault
Consequences
proper.
are what's going to happen.
Consequences.
Don't worry, Sedona doesn't know what the word consequences mean.
Clearly. She's not even going to be around for the consequences.
I am genuinely so excited to see where this goes, and I'm trying to figure out what to name this episode specifically, other than just like screaming. Just as episode 4.
Call it up to bat.
Sedona?
Up to
Sedona.
to done.
Oh gosh.
It's a time we have here at Hot Asian D&D.
I'm glad I could bring you guys immersion. See how stressed you are.
You certainly brought us something.
It's the weekend. I don't want to be stressed.
That's why we have these nice little after game talks. It gives you guys like 2 weeks to prepare for what comes next.
That's not enough time because you just never know You just never know what's gonna happen.
I'm so excited for when Lily comes back and just sees the aftermath of whatever the hell's going on.
I love whether or
At
not
least I
Lily
got
comes
to
back
flirt
to
with a pretty
sides.
lady.
You did. You got to flirt with a pretty lady. Maybe she'll come by to save you.
Please. Remember
She's
that
also
time?
the-
That time we held hands?
We-
And I told you that you
Yeah.
listened like the Silver Surfer, even though you don't know what that is?
I love anachronisms in this game. Silver
Like
Surfer.
Stickfoot just mentioned the bus, and he does not know what a bus is.
Well, last episode we had a
sitting there.
garbage truck. That's kind of the same.
We're just
We
gonna
also
sit
have been
there
on a
in
train.
dungeon, gonna get like a little harmonica. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Donna passes you her harmonica.
Nobody knows the trouble. Sad.
To Donna,
Start our
your
donation
trouble.
stream to bail our characters out of prison.
Just do a charity stream. Just like,
Oh,
for $5,
Please
you
give
can
us
give
enough
them
bits to
advantage.
bail out the gang.
Please donate to the Save Us from Our Own fucking like decisions fund.
Actions.
Save us from
don't point at me
Donna's
if I-
actions.
Don't point at me
gang.
as if I made a single choice here.
You broke a man's jaw.
Yes, we were already getting caught. We'd already beat one person to the floor.
Dude. Yeah, you're thinking about it.
Every advantage I give you in this game is immediately forgotten about, and I just think that's hilarious. It's just like
We already beat one person. The other person's screaming on the ground. What do you want me to do? Other than deal with the one person
you
who
could have
comes in.
waited 5 minutes, and the queen would have come by and told them to leave.
The queen has no power.
She has the power to
I
command the
genuinely-
guards.
I genuinely forgot about that.
That's why it's important to pay
I
attention.
figured we were
folks.
already getting schmucked on.
No, because like I thought the queen like already let us in past the part where she could,
Right,
you know, just dismiss the guards.
Right.
Right.
I figured we had already passed that part.
Because like you said something about like, oh yeah, no, you go in through here, and then like now you see in front of you, like the queen's there, and she's, you know, she's like the vault's right here. I was like, okay, so I guess this is the point where like
Oh, I might have fucked
can't
up.
bring
then.
us any further. Which is
Oops.
why I was like, all right,
It's a
It's okay, we're here now. We'll just have to
okay.
deal with it.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh,
I'm gonna
guess,
have to go over some of these things later in editing to make it seem like I made a smart decision.
So true.
I have that clipped,
Purposely
Chris.
did this to us.
I have that clipped, Chris. I want you to know. I will be exposing you on Twitter.
I believe it. I'm here to do I'm here to run game, make fun, funny
Yeah.
tee ha ha. Oh god,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And sometimes boo-hoo, sniff sniff.
biggest boohoo, sniff sniff. But I guess with all that in mind, any closing thoughts as we sort of wind down from hot talk?
I
don't
can't
wanna
wait
go
till
to
next
jail.
session. I hope we don't die.
I don't
Hot
know.
Asian
I don't
D&D
know
ends
what-
at episode 5.
I don't know whether
It
to
would've been
hope that
funny if we
Sedana's there
died.
with you.
On this episode, considering it's 4, and 4 is, you know, the death number in a lot of
Yeah,
Asian
that's true.
culture.
This, you know, we have a lot of like ingrained culture in this game. You know, our overlay reads from right to left. The episode 4 is where everybody dies.
So true.
Thanks for joining us. We spent well over a year setting this up only to die. Episode 4
That was it. Thanks for watching Hot Asian D&D. We're canceling the show after episode 4.
My bad. Got you all killed. It's okay. Sedana will carry it.
Donna does it again.
Donna Chronicles. Oh man. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching Hot Asian D&D episode 4. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for tuning in. Oh gosh.
Pure chaos, and I
care,
love
everyone.
it. Goodbye, everyone.
Well.